I got interested in beekeeping, I guess a couple of years ago, for a couple of reasons. I guess I love science, and when I taught, I concentrated on science for my grade level. And I like to figure out how things work and know why things are the way they are. So I put it off for a while after I retired, and then finally I met a friend that lives in our neighborhood. We were out for dinner one Friday, and he had just started beekeeping, and after talking to him and encouragement from him, I decided that I would take the class at the university and give it a try. When you start a hive, you order a package of bees, and you can get a 2 or 3 pound package. I got a 3 pound package because the supplier recommended that. And in that package, it's about, he tells me, 6,000 to 8,000 bees in the package, and one queen that comes in a separate cage when you order them. The package is about as big as a shoebox, I guess you would say, and the queen package is about that long and about that, kind of like a lipstick tube, I think, or a lip gloss tube. Take that little package and you put it between the frames where the bees will be living. Oh, I have to back up a little bit. After you take the cork out, I'll put a miniature marshmallow in that hole where the cork was. So that's going to keep her in there for a little while, and then I'll hang that cage in there with her in it and the marshmallow, and I'll cover everything up and leave for the day. And the idea is that the bees will eat through that marshmallow, and she'll eat out the other end, and they'll kind of get introduced more gradually that way, and hopefully the hive will accept her. You know, if they don't accept her, they'll kill her. And so it has to be a slow process. Okay, so there's 3 types of bees in the hive. There's just one queen, and her job is, well, when we get the queen, she has already mated, and she has, her eggs are fertilized, so she doesn't have to leave the hive for any reason, and hopefully she won't, because there's no reason for her to, and if she does leave, it could be that she's taking half of the hive with her to start a new hive. Now that shouldn't happen with a new hive like I will have, because there won't be that many numbers yet. And so the queen's only job is to lay eggs, and she can lay up to about 2,000 eggs per day. And she lives, probably at least 2 years. You shouldn't have to re-queen for 2 years if everything goes right. And the worker bee's job, well, they have many jobs. And there's an old saying that one bee is no bee. One bee can't live alone. They have to live as a community. So there's, I don't know all of the jobs, but some of them are nurse bees that feed the larvae. Some just take care of the queen and feed her, and some clean out the place, and there's undertaker bees that remove the bees that die. And as the bees get older, near the end of their career, they become field bees, and they're the ones that you see outside the hive that will leave and go out and collect the pollen and the nectar from the flowers. And the third kind of bee in a hive is called the drone. That's the male bee. And their only job, there's a lot fewer drones than worker bees, and their only job is to mate with the queen so that she can lay the fertilized eggs. Now, as I said, my queen will come already pre-fertilized from the factory, so to speak. And so they really don't have a role, except last year my queen either quit laying or disappeared or accidentally got killed because there were no eggs showing up in my hive. And so they did re-queen the hive themselves. That's called supersedure when that happens. And so at that time then, the drones that were there had to mate with the queen. So I guess they did have a role last year. Okay, so beekeeping is a relaxing, pretty easy hobby to have. A lot of people that retire do keep bees, and a lot of famous people, and I'm not going to think of any right now, have done that as in the later stages of their lives, I know. But as a responsible beekeeper, I have to go to the hive at least once a week during the season from April through September or October, and check on quite a few things. To do that, I have to dress up in my bee coat, and then there's a veil to cover my face, and you want long pants, of course, and gloves. And also I have a smoker that that I light, and you squeeze it and it produces puffs of smoke. The purpose of that, when you open the hive up, the bees are in there and you can see them, and they won't bother you until you maybe start to take some frames out, and I can show you one at the end. And so the purpose of the smoke is to calm them down. It's kind of like a timeout for them. It's kind of like a tranquilizer, a chill pill, what have you. And the scientists think that the reason it works is that they sense the smoke as a threat to them. They think that their hive is on fire. So what they do is go into the hive and fill up with honey and get ready to take off with it to save their honey. So they're busy doing that instead of stinging or attacking me or the beekeeper.